I'm Shiva.
I'm Sandy.
And this is
Our Relaxing Hobby. Hello.
Hi.
Today's episode is going to be about Dropsy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to let Shiva explain all about that because, you know, my idea is like it's eyelids drooping kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I know it makes a cool pine coning effect.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think we've talked about a little bit before with the when Comanche had it.
Mm-hmm.
But and we gave you some updates on him. But now Artemis has it. So Shiva wanted to explain a little bit more about what's going on and how she's treating her.
Right. Well, I've seen a lot of people who act as though, or at least say that dropsy is a disease. It's not. It's actually a symptom. That's something I see all the time. Basically, dropsy is a symptom where a fish begins to bloat up and you start seeing the scales popping up, which gives the pine cone type
It does look like a pine cone. It
which
really
is
does.
why
I think we have some video on that.
Yes, we certainly do. Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually a real common thing. If you have a lot of fish, chances are you are at some point going to have a fish with dropsy.
And I thought it only happened to like the kois and the goldfish until it happened to Artemis, who is a beta.
Yeah.
So, and then I found out a friend of ours actually had her beta actually had it as well, and he survived as well. So.
Yeah. Now, the conventional wisdom is once a fish develops dropsy, that fish is a goner. We have learned that's not exactly true.
100%.
The chances are high that you're going to lose the fish as soon as it develops dropsy, because then by that it's too late for whatever's going on, because it's a symptom of organ failure.
Right.
However, we have had some varying degrees of luck with dropsy.
Right.
We've had some that have developed dropsy and they've gone within a week. We've had others that developed dropsy and then they stayed around for the better part of a year.
Right.
So.
And our friend, I think she said her fish lasted, 2 years after dropsy, and she helped it. So
the trick to it is as soon as you start seeing symptoms of dropsy, you immediately start treating. The longer you leave it untreated, the more likely it's going to be terminal.
Right.
Now, we got real lucky with Artemis, who is one of Sandy's girls.
One of my sorority. She's a bully, but hey, you know, I love her anyway. But I think you noticed it like the first day it happened. The first day it started to happen, you noticed that you happened to be doing a fish water change or cleaning the tank out or something. Or feeding,
I was feeding them and I was looking on them and I noticed that her little scales, and I was like, okay, is that a beta with dropsy? Yeah, because I'd never heard of a beta having dropsy before. Yeah. So I got a closer look, and yeah, sure enough, she was starting to do the pine coning. So I told you about it. Right.
We immediately got a hospital tank set up, moved her over there, and she still tried to kill us.
Yes. Yes. She was not happy.
She's not happy. The other two are pretty mellow. She's not. She was not happy that we were messing with her, but she got in the hospital tank, and then you immediately how did you treat that with you?
Basically, what I use is Epsom salt.
Epsom salt, that was what it was. And it was a salt. I just couldn't remember what kind.
Now, I wish I could tell you the exact scientific reason why Epsom salt works, but
Gareth could. No, I'm just kidding.
No, actually, Gareth couldn't. I was the one who discovered this by talking to some other fish people.
Okay.
Basically, something about Epsom salt itself, magnesium sulfate. Something about that helps a lot with dropsy. I treated Comanche with it.
Right, and he lived almost 9 months?
Mm-hmm. Right. And then I started treating Artemis with it. The trick is generally you want to do like about a half teaspoon for every 10 gallons. So in this little 2-gallon thing we've got Artemis in, it was like very little put into the water.
Sprinkle some.
Yeah, just kind of shake some in there, mix it up. Frequent water changes. That's the two big things. Epsom salt for treating, making sure that there's good filtration for the water, and frequent water changes. The number one reason that a fish will develop something that will cause dropsy is poor water quality.
Which is surprising, as well as we maintain the water, so it couldn't have been that.
Yeah,
we change our water a lot.
Well, the reason, remember I said that dropsy was very common.
Right.
And the reason for that is because a lot of the times people aren't as I don't know, is the word anal about things as we are when it comes to our water quality.
Right. Yeah, we are kind of, we check it every week.
I mean, we do water changes every week, regardless of if it needs it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I change mine every week. A little. I do 20% water change on mine every week.
Yeah, but you also have things like parasites. You have things like, something in the diet, stress. There's a lot of other things that can cause it, bacteria, anything that can cause any type of organ damage. That is what your primary
Sometimes it's probably genetic, which we don't even know.
There is genetic as well.
Yeah, I mean, because we.
I just mentioned that the number one reason is water quality, just because that is 9 times out of 10, that's usually what it is. Okay. We know that it's not the case with us, but then again, considering how many fish we've had. How many fish we have total?
Right.
The fact that we've had as many dropsy cases as I can count on my hand.
Have we even had that many?
We've had 4.
I was saying, so we haven't had 5 yet. Yeah.
So out of hundreds of fish that we have, 4 cases of dropsy, we're actually doing really good.
Yeah. Considering we probably have over 100 fish. Easy.
Yeah.
Just in my tank alone, I probably have 40 right now.
Yeah.
But they're little fish. They're not the big man fish that she has.
Right, but dropsy is incredibly common, and most people, when they have a lot of fish, they have encountered dropsy quite frequently. Right. It's heartbreaking when you see it happen. Right,
because you really worry. You think, oh my God, they're going to be gone within a day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Comanche lived almost 9 months after he was treated.
Yeah, he did finally succumb after about 9 months.
Artemis has been going strong for, 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not sure if we can put her back in the sorority, because once, she's not alpha in there anymore. They may cause some fights. I'm not sure. Kind of scared, but we'll see what happens. Give her another week or 2 in the hospital tank. We'll see. But she's doing great. She's swimming around. She's eating. She's the pine coning has gone down.
Yeah, the pine coning went down after about maybe 3 days.
Yeah. So
3 days with the Epsom salt treatment, and her pine coning went down.
Yeah, she's doing great.
She's been doing pretty good. She doesn't like where she is right now because she's right by a window where the sun's hitting her. So I keep putting things in front of between the window and her.
Right.
She's not too terribly happy about that.
Right.
But
because they like the darkness a little bit. They don't like bright light.
That's why I didn't even bother putting a light on her tank.
Right.
But dropsy.
But we'll show you some footage of the fish swimming. We'll show you some. Let me start that in English. We'll show you some footage of her a little bit. We didn't get a whole lot before the pine coning literally went away before we even videotaped it.
Yeah, well, I told you.
Yeah,
I said, Sandy, keep doing it.
Get it, and then I waited like a day. I'm like, oh, it'll still be there because Comanche's lasted for like 2 weeks. And I go out there to video, and I'm like, Shiva, you do know how little she has? And she's like, yeah, it's gone. I'm like, thanks. That's great. Sorry about that. It was my fault. I thought it was going to last a lot longer than it did. We got really lucky, I think, because you caught it so quickly.
Yeah, that's really the important thing. As soon as you know,
you really got to kind of watch your fish. I mean, I have quite a few little fish in my tank, but every day before I feed them, they get very excited, and I kind of check everybody. I kind of look around. I don't feed them right away. I watch and I look, see if there's anybody. That's how I found out Lucifer has the molting. I found his little claws, which I should have videotaped, but I didn't. When he molts the rest of himself, I'll video it for you, because he's still, the rest of his body's still on. He's got. You can see where it's starting to peel, but yeah. But I check them every day, and that's really what you do with your big ones every day. Every day before she feeds them, she goes and does a health check and a head count, and maybe not the goldfish, but you do kind of check there because there's so many of them out there.
Yeah, well, I know that I've got one out there that might have dropsy.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. One in the big one, in the big pond, and trying to catch one in there.
Yeah, we're gonna. In order to catch one of those goldfish, you have to literally like drop the thing all the way down because it's 3 foot, 5 foot, 4 foot deep.
It's 5 feet.
It's 5 foot deep, but I don't think didn't we fill it back in a little bit.
Yeah, it was 5.5.
Oh, 5.5. That's right. Okay, it's 5 feet deep. So in order to get to them, we're gonna have to really drop all that water, pump all that water out, which is not fun in the cooler temperature.
And I'm not entirely sure. It might just be like Patches, who's just big.
Right.
I just haven't been able to get a close look at it. But in my koi pond, where the water is much more shallow and inside and better lit, I do a head count every day, make sure everybody's, check everybody over, make sure I don't have any problems. That's how we've been able to keep the koi as healthy as we have. And like the minute one of them looks like it has something even remotely weird, like when you came down with the carp pox, we didn't know what it was at first. We grabbed
whole other episode.
Oh no,
go back.
Go back to our first year.
Only Shiva's fish could catch
fish herpes.
Fish herpes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
wait, sorry about that. I just rolled my eyes on you. Sorry. I'm trying not to do that. It's a goal of mine, but it's not working well.
No, not at all. But that is how you keep.
Yeah, you do have to check on them. It's not just a matter of throwing some food in. You have to kind of do a health check. You know, it doesn't take long. You kind of look at them, make sure they're looking healthy, and everything's okay in the tank. And
but keep in mind, as soon as you start seeing signs of pine coning, you need to
isolate the fish and treat it.
And immediately treat it.
Because you can't treat the whole tank because you'll kill the others treating it. You know, treating them for something they don't have. You make it
won't kill them, but it will make them sick.
Yeah, it got all my fish. I lost 3 fish when I accidentally put the salt. When I put the salt in mine, I was trying to do something with the salt. I don't remember what we were doing, but you told me, get some salt. It killed all my plants and 3 of my fish. Because guppies can't handle the salt like that. Guppies didn't do well with the salt. I literally lost 3 guppies. Guppies, I don't know if I would recommend salt, but maybe if they get pine coning. But guppies usually pass so quickly, I'm not sure it would even, I mean, they'd probably be gone as soon as before you even noticed it. Yeah. But regardless. But I do a health check, and if I have one that's obviously sick, I will isolate it to see what happens, because I don't know if it's contagious, whatever they have.
Right.
I immediately do a water check. I check all my levels. Sometimes, even if that, I'll take the one out and separate it, and then I will literally do a water change. Just to be safe, because little fish are so susceptible to when one goes, if there's a water issue,
they'll all go.
They'll all go quick. I mean, I lost an entire tank once in 2 days. So little fish, it's a little bit, like I said, I was really worried that Artemis wasn't gonna, even though you caught it so quickly, I was like, oh my Lord, but we did a water change.
Something I would need to address real quick is when it comes to getting Epsom salt for your fish kit, you really want to make sure that you're getting pure Epsom salt. You do not want to make a mistake that I almost made. And that is this fun new trend that's been going on with Epsom salts lately, and that's they keep adding shit to them. In this case, I almost gave Artemis lavender oil with Epsom salt.
Oops.
Yes. No.
Wow, I didn't even think of it. Yeah. Okay. It didn't even occur to me. You're right. Yeah. Now the Epsom salts have all the nice little pretty scents and feelings.
They have
you don't want him to be purple?
No, I didn't want her to be dead.
Oh well, darn. Purple and dead would have been
She's your fish.
She would have been red and purple.
She's a horrible fish mother.
I'm a horrible mommy. But, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I use Epsom salt, for soaking.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, well, I use it for soaking, and I don't mind the lavender or the eucalyptus or the lemongrass or whatever.
I didn't even think of that though. That's actually a good
idea.
But
a fish is gonna mind.
Okay.
So you can get small packages of Epsom salt. Just make sure that it doesn't have any additives in it.
Okay.
Any type of essential oils, you're very likely to hurt your fish, if not kill.
Okay.
So
it wouldn't have even occurred to me, but yeah, that's.
I almost killed your fish there.
Well, I would have been sad, but I really, honestly, you've done wonders with her. She's right over there. If you wonder, I keep looking that way. I mean, I honestly didn't think she was going to live more than a day or two because first day she was all kind of floppy and not wanting to do anything, and then all of a sudden it's like 3 days later she's like hello, but she still ate every day and still tried to kill us when we got her out. So, but anyway, okay, Epsom salt.
Yeah. Epsom salt.
Plain Epsom salt.
Yes, plain Epsom salt does wonders for Dropsy. And as far as bringing that bloating down and whatnot, and then you just have to worry about figuring out what the problem was, because the Epsom salt, while it'll help with dropsy and whatnot, it's not necessarily going to fix everything. Right. It'll fix a little bit of your organ
Right,
damage.
They may still have the underlying condition, and or the damage may have already been done. Like with Comanche, I mean, he did live 9 months, but when he passed, he didn't get dropsy again. He just passed because whatever was there was still there.
Yeah.
And it got him past the worst of it.
And he just one day.
Yeah, he was fine. He was eating fine, happy, friendly. I actually was playing with him, a couple of them the other day, and the next day that he passed. Yeah. I mean, it just happened. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything to the fish.
No, she's really good with fish.
No, the fish. No, but no, I was messing with the fish over there, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, look how good he's looking. I think we were talking about it. Mm-hmm. Well, I think we were both playing with him, and then
next day,
and then the next day,
belly up.
Yeah, it's like wow. But it had happened very quickly. So whatever the underlying condition was still there.
Right.
But I'm hoping with Artemis, because she found it so quickly, I'm hoping that whatever it is was reversible, because you don't know, you can't do a CAT scan on a fish. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe you could, but we're not going to, Shiva.
I was about to say we're not getting that kind of equipment.
Yeah. Don't give her any ideas, people.
No.
But
fish medicine is such a crapshoot. It really is. I mean, you just kind of, there's a cure-alls that you can get that you can put in there to, hopefully that'll catch it. But if it's, if you don't know what caused it.
But you know what? The vet told me a really good thing once. I had a cat that got poisoned by one of those toads, and he was really sick. And I took him to a really great vet, real old-fashioned vet, and he said, I can give you all the medication that's going to mask the symptoms, but the poisoning has already been done. The damage is there. You can't reverse that. The best you can do is hope they get through it and don't let them do it again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully whatever Artemis got or did or whatever happened isn't a permanent, condition, but you can't fix it, internally with animals like that. It's not like humans where you can flush the system and do all that. But
yeah, well, it's like I said, most of the time it has to do with water quality. But there's a million other things it could be.
Right.
And just getting her isolated.
Treating her quickly.
We're
hoping.
Now she's no longer doing the Epsom salt anymore. I only did that for about I only did the Epsom salt for about 3 days.
Yeah,
and
now we're just kind of wait and see if another couple of days, and we're going to try to reintegrate her, and that'll be a whole nother episode. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, we'll be filming that.
But by the way, if you have any questions, comments, please, we love questions and comments.
Yes.
Please put that below. Like our page, subscribe to our page. But do not.
And we mean do not.
Do not anymore go on our Patreon page. It is gone, or will be gone.
Oh, it's going.
It's gone, yeah. We are now doing...
We've decided that we're not going to have a lot of time to do patrons, so what we're doing is we have put all of our merchandise in an actual shop. And this is kind of cool, too, because now we are not restricted by whatever patron wants us to put up.
Right.
We can put all kinds of stuff up. We can put up our own designs, and we will be. So we can do
and we'll put that link on the page once it's up and running, which will be soon.
The link will be below.
Which will be soon, and we are excited because we are twisted.
Yes, we are twisted.
So be ready for that, and then by all means, buy a couple of things from us and help us out because we did get a couple of things that we needed. The Patreon page didn't, obviously was a little bit more comprehensive work for you than the shop will be. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. But yeah, we did get a couple things we needed. So we're going to go with the shop, and that way you get an instant reward as well.
Right.
And we're going to release the
Drink Like a
Fish episodes. We're still going to do them.
Yes.
Just won't be just for the Patreons. We're just going to release them and
yes,
try to convince Shiva she wants to be drunk like a fish, not just Sandy, because it's bad. But anyway.
Oh, it's fun.
It's fun for me. I love it. But Shiva has to take a turn too. Maybe we can get Gareth to do a Drink Like a Fish. That would be fun.
Oh my God, that would be horrifying.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. By the way, you do realize I had sangria for dinner, so
sangria almost a drink.
Almost a drink. Yeah.
Almost a drink.
It's wine.
Yeah. We do have that wine we purchased the other day. We're gonna have to try that one.
Wow. I think our next episode is gonna have to be a Drink Like a Fish.
All right. Well.
All right. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And we'll have a Drink Like a Fish.
Yeah. And again, follow the link below. Buy a couple things. If you have any ideas or questions or things you want us to make, we'll look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all crazy, and if you want something crazy to make, by all means.
Okay. Define make.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well,
you might have just painted us into a corner.
We can paint ourselves back out. And by the way, if you still really, the Patreon page, you still really wanted to name a watermelon after somebody, we're still willing to do that. So if you make a couple of comments, buy a couple things, we're still willing to kill somebody for you. On a watermelon.
Yes, we are we are the aquatic assassins for melons.
For melons.
Yes.
But it was wonderful speaking with you, and we will see you next time.
Yep. Bye.